Alright folks, back with another video. Before we get to our new album review, I wanted to thank everyone for getting me up to 200 subscribers. I think it took me a little over 8 months, maybe like 8.5 months to get to 100 subscribers, and I've hit 200 like just about right at the 7-month mark. So I really appreciate it. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the subscribes. I did a little challenge, concert attendance challenge, that may have helped me push me up to 200. I don't think I got any video responses to it, but I did get several responses in the comment section, so I appreciate all those. And like I said, I appreciate all you guys showing up for and listening to me blabber on about stuff like Professor Emeritus out of Chicago, A Land Long Gone. It's actually been out several months. I'm just now getting around to it because I'm still in the weeds. Yeah, so these guys formed in 2010. They didn't put their debut out until 2017. And this is their second album here in 2025. So, not the most proficient band, but all these guys are in several different bands, like most people nowadays. Their original singer was the guy MP, who left in 2019 to form Fairy Lance, which I reviewed their album that they released. Band Shot. The Fairy Lance released also this year. So yeah, Professor Emeritus, second album, A Land Long Gone. I always forget to read the band members. Esteban, Julian, Pena on vocals, Tyler Antram on guitars, Lee Smith on guitars and keyboards, Jose Salazar on bass, and Chris Avgerin on drums. Get back in there. Alrighty. So your first track is called, I didn't put that in there, right? First track is called A Corpse's Dream. Starts off good crunchy riffs. Drummer really busy behind the kit, which he stays busy behind the kit. Pena has a really grandiose vocal delivery. He's got hints of Bruce Dickinson, doesn't in his voice. Got hints of Chris Kappas from Achilos in his voice too. There's a cool bass solo in this track. Numerous chord and tempo changes in this track. Some of them are so abrupt that it almost sounds like there was 4 songs and they just pieced them all together. But it's a good track. Then Zosimos is your next track. I had to look that up, and he is a Greek alchemist from way back yonder. Cool war drum type intro on this one. You get some vocal harmonies on this one too. I don't know if they necessarily work in this song, but Esteban continues his really epic vocal delivery. There's good guitar solos here, brief but classy. And you get some good guitar harmonies on this track too. Your next track is called Passage. This one's got the good punchy gallop to it. Drummer's going to town. Pena's adding some grit to his vocals on this one. You do get some gang chorus on this one. Not 80s gang chorus, but epic heavy metal gang chorus, and it works a lot better on this track than the guitar vocal harmonies I mentioned on the previous track. Your next track is called Pragmatic Occlusion. Very doomy intro, very reminiscent of Crip Sermon. You get a quieted vocal delivery on this one. He's summoning Bruce Dickinson again with this quiet vocal delivery. Think about how Dickinson does those quiet but epic vocal deliveries on his more of his solo work than the Maiden work. You do get another abrupt time change in this one, but you get some really tasty guitar and vocals and keyboards for the outro. Defeater is your next track. This one's probably my favorite track. This one along with Passage. Classic heavy metal gallop on this one. Really good guitar and drums. Good crunchy riffs. Good crunchy harmonies. More energized drumming. Pena's best vocal delivery on the album on this one. Hubris is your next one. You go out of that good gallop and you go into this really slow acoustic track with more vocal harmonies. The song kind of meanders throughout, but it does eventually build into one of the more blistering guitar solos that you find on the album. Then Conundrum, another classic gallop type riff with good crunch, and then it just goes into this unexplained chord change. I mean, right when you're getting into the song, right when you're fist pumping and head banging, it just goes from 120 beats per minute to 20 beats per minute. If you can hear the cat clawing at the door back there trying to get in. So yeah, and the track even gets slower. It slows down even more to a really mellow pace for the chorus. It does pick up again for the verses, but and it doesn't slam the brakes on the next chorus like it did the first one. But some of these chord changes, I mean, nobody's against chord changes. We all love good chord change, but some of these are really abrupt and just come out of nowhere. Collapsia Caves is your next track. This one has a slow funeral march to it type intro, and it manages to slow down to a crawl. There is some good, cool acoustic type of guitar and bass rhythms in the breakdown. You get some nice crunch in the guitar and some pained vocals for the outro, but that comes all the way at the end, maybe like the 2-minute mark. So this is the longest track. It's a little over 9 minutes, so it kind of drags along for the first 7 minutes. I am going to give this 8 out of 10. When they're good, they're really good. They got good crunch, good gallop, vocals. I mean, everybody's a good player. Drummer's really strong. Vocals are really strong. Not a lot of guitar solos, but there are a few blistering solos. More of them are kind of brief, but they're still tasty. I think I didn't look to see how long the album is. There's 8 tracks, and I would guess that it's close to an hour long. I think sometimes it sounds like they're just putting chord changes in to show that they can, and sometimes they're so abrupt that they pull you out of the song. But I think overall, it's like I said, when they're good, they're really good, and I just think maybe they could have cut back a couple of chord changes, shorten the album up maybe a little bit, and maybe thrown in a few more guitar solos. We could have got that score up. But 8 out of 10 is no slouch. Let me get it up there a little bit because it is kind of a darker cover. Professor Emeritus, A Land Long Gone. Thanks again for the get me up to the 200 subscriber mark. And Giga Maggies.